here again, and again, it's just basically some minor action really going on in there now. As you can see, we've still got quite a bit of oil in those feathers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Tom take our Purely Green, and we're just going to hit those feathers again. That's the point though here, folks, is that you don't have to do a lot of scrubbing and manipulating on these feathers to get this solution in. You just want to make sure they get saturated well, and then goes right into the tank. But we're going to go ahead and pull these feathers out after this wash, and we're going to rinse them very thoroughly with fresh water, and then we're just going to take a look and see what we've got to this point, and I believe you'll be absolutely amazed. Alright, so I think our little plastic part's gone now, but I'll keep the stub covered up there. Alright, now we're going to take just, and the reason I'm using tap water is because that's what's going to be accessible to most people in this endeavor. And a little bit of pressure, not a lot, but a little pressure. And we're just going to come through these wings now. We're going to give them a good rinse. Okay. Maybe even a little bit more. Want to make sure we've really gotten those feathers rinsed out. Spread these open. Alright, but as you can clearly see that original oil coating is basically completely gone from these feathers. Now what we're going to do, this is kind of a little test, and understand the more oiled the bird or the wildlife is, it may take some additional treatment, may take a little more dwell time with the product. That's really the secret of our product, is just allowing it to sit and work. But if we take these feathers and lay them in this paper towel here and just give them a gentle pull through, we should have a fair idea. And you see, we've still got some oil showing here. So the great thing about our product, you can't over treat with it because it's absolutely 100% safe. So what we can do, we could either go back into the tank for a little while, or if we've got some really heavily oiled problems going on, we'll just come in here, apply some more of our cleaner degreaser, make sure we really get those feathers saturated well. And the great thing is, you can even let this, now you could just let the animal rest if you wanted to, and let this just sit in the feathers and have time to work. This product is absolutely 100% safe. It poses no danger to the wildlife. It's used by vets and animal clinics and pet shops all over the country. So it's completely 100% safe, so you have no danger in leaving the product in and just letting it sit and work. That's one of the things about it. It just needs dwell time a lot of the time to really do what it needs to do. But we can come back, we'll give this a second run now. And in reality, just like they would in a regular facility, what we're going to do is we're going to change this water out. So we're going to take a break here while I do that. I'm going to pour this into our used bucket. I'm going to clean the pan out, and then we're going to run some fresh tank solution in here. We'll run the wings through again, and then this time I believe we'll have it rinsed to the point that animal would be considered done. Now, I'm understanding that the average cleanup on many of the oiled birds, especially the big birds like pelicans, is taking about an hour to an hour and a half per bird. And this overall, in the entire time now, we've probably got less than 10 minutes we've worked at this. So we'll be back with you in just a minute. Alright, so we've been, while we cleaned our tank out, these feathers have had another maybe 60 or 90 seconds of dwell time here. So I've just taken a new tank mixture. This would represent about a 1 to 4 mix, or 25% of the 15% concentrate So in other words, we have 1 ounce of 15% concentrate to about 4 parts of water. So then we're just going to take the feathers and we're going to go back into our tank solution. And again, just all we're trying to do is just move the liquid through the feathers. No real scrubbing or anything going on here, as you can see. We wouldn't be adding a lot of extra stress to the bird. You know, we need to open his wings up perhaps so that we know we're getting all the feathers. But that can be done very gently. So we should be creating a lot less stress on the animals. Alright, then we're going to come back to our fresh water. And one more time, we're going to begin to wash these out, and I can see a tremendous difference in the rinse this time. Alright, before we wipe or dry or anything, again, you can really look at the surface of those feathers. And I may be spreading some contamination back on the feathers myself with even my gloves here. But the point is, at this point, we have a bird who was completely covered in oil and would have preened himself to death or poisoned himself by the petroleum in his wings. And at this point now, we're going to take this. Tom's got me a fresh white napkin here. We're going to lay the feathers in. And as you can see, we're virtually contaminant free now. So those feathers then would dry. The bird would go through their normal process of preening, and the natural oils would take over again, and this little guy would be ready for flight. So what we're going to do is set these wings out to dry now, these feathers, and then we'll show you what they look like dry, and we'll compare it to what you first saw, and we'll see the results.